Alright guys, welcome to BTM Africa. My name is NYDJ, your regular host. We are looking at recruiting somebody, so if you can't actually sit in my seat, please talk to us. You might be the next person hosting the next amazing superstar on this channel, BTM Africa. Now this particular interview, we have rescheduled for like only God knows how long. It's been over a year, but today I'm happy that we're eventually making it happen. My guest is Kuneli. She is a Ghanaian artist, a star rising, and I'm sure in just few months in a year, you will hear what I'm talking about. She's my guest, and we're going to have a conversation so you get to know who Kuneli is. This show has actually brought out a number of stars, and trust me, she's a star already, but we are happy to have her on the channel today. Before we start the conversation, let's check out this video from Kuneli.
Are you questioning it? Saying it's too good to be true? Why you doubting in it? There's really love out here for you. Stop sabotaging it. Not everybody is out here to get you. Some people really do be genuine. Why you questioning it?
Okay, so let me take you back to the very first single you actually wrote.
Yeah.
That was at age 14.
Yes.
I'm sure that was in JSS or something.
Yeah, JHS, yeah.
Do you remember that song?
No.
Do you remember the lyrics?
You know, I used to, but right now, I can't really.
I'm sure you were getting fans back then when
Oh,
you were
yes, baby.
from even your classmates.
People are like, yo, that be like, you're so good. How do you do that? I'm just fancy me now.
But you don't remember it now?
No, right now I can't remember.
What about the second one, which you actually
Please Don't
really...
Go.
You remember that one?
Yes, I remember that song.
Please tell us a little bit about that. Please Don't Go.
Please Don't Go, like I said earlier. It's not really about anyone.
Okay.
I heard the instrumental on YouTube. Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this instrumental is very nice. Let me try writing something to it. The reason why I even did that was because before I used to write my songs without the instrumental.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I had this vision in my head of
See
how I
it
wanted
would
to sound.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really showcase it to the producers. Like, they couldn't really get how I wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
So they were like, you know what, Kuneli, wait. When you get the instrumental, then you write to it.
Okay.
So I had to change my way of writing. So I went on YouTube, I looked for instrumentals, and then I saw that instrumental, and then I did a freestyle on it. I was like, this is good, let me finish the song.
Okay.
And then I did it. And then we recorded it, yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the conversation and let's look at the collaborations.
Okay.
You said you are looking at collaboration with somebody, a friend in the UK
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But aside her, have you opened up to any other artists in our space who perhaps is doing, you know, what you are doing, or you find yourself in that same space? Because I happened to be in Accra when the American Vice President was here.
Yeah.
There's this Vibrate Studios in Accra, and I heard amazing talents who are doing what you do. I mean, the likes of Baba J and some other talents.
Yeah.
Are you looking at getting into that space, perhaps to find ways to get it out there?
Yes, I spoke to another upcoming artist, Isilfi.
And Sophie, yes, another
and then
amazing
we spoke
talent.
about doing a song together. And then I think Brian Adam
Brian the
Mensah,
Mensah, yeah.
his manager also contacted us and he wanted to do something, but we've not had the time to
Okay.
actually figure it out. So yeah, so far those are the only people that have.
But
decided
beyond
to
these in your sect, the loud ones as well. I mean, when I talk about loud ones, not loud as in loud,
Yeah, I get what you
but
mean.
those who are out there in the faces as well. Have you considered any of them yet?
Kweku Flake.
You would love to work with Kweku Flake.
Yes, I will. Eventually, I'm hoping it will happen.
What is it about Kweku Flake that makes you,
You know-
want to work with him?
This song that I released recently, Better Days,
Yeah.
I wanted him on it.
Oh,
Because it's more like for the streets, you know. Yeah, and I was like, you know, I think Kweku will be very good on this song.
yeah.
But my team and I decided that let's release it first.
Okay.
And then later on, maybe we can consider putting him on the song.
On a remix or
Yeah.
perhaps on a different song.
Yeah, on a different song.
Videos. I mean, you can't really have all the audios out there without a
Yeah,
face to it.
Yeah,
How well are you doing with your videos as well?
not well.
Where is it not well?
I mean, I only have a few videos out, right? Now, when you release a song, like you said, it has to go with the face and everything.
Yeah.
Videos are expensive to make. And I don't have the money for that, but I'm trying. So anytime that I'm able, we do it. I mean, we shot a video for Understand,
Yeah.
and then I have another song, Makuma, I think Promise, and then a couple of other ones. But in terms of the video that I want to shoot, I can't afford it right now.
Oh.
That's the truth. So, yeah, like I'm always hoping.
I think this is one of the very, should I say, very open interviews, right? She says, listen, I don't have it right now. So I'm unable to shoot it that way you or I would want it. That means in all these, you will look for, you would love to have like a label or love to have some support for this.
Definitely. Definitely. And I don't have it, so if you're watching. Yeah.
Somebody will say, okay, well, she says, if you're watching, you are interested, you want to do it. Somebody will come around and say, well, what do you say? Say. How is it going to be like? Oh, that's all going to be based on your contract, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's based on the contract. And there's a misconception out there. People say female artists are so difficult to manage.
Yes.
I don't believe that.
Are you sure? Are you not sure? Are you not hard to manage?
No, I'm not. I mean, I know what I want. I'm not difficult. And you have to work together as a team. You have to be on the same page, right? You can't be having different ideas.
Of course.
Yeah, you put it together, then you work together for a particular goal, right? So it's not about being difficult. It's about knowing what you want and then working towards it. So, yeah, female artists are not difficult to work with.
Female artists are not difficult to work with. That's a headline, right? Corneli says female artists are not difficult. But have you had any challenge with management? I mean, obviously, yes, they are supporting and all that.
Yeah.
But what do you think is lacking at the moment? That's not to make them feel bad or anything. But obviously, like you said, there are other things you are looking at. If it has to do with financial support, I mean, you are getting just a little. You wish you had that financier in there. Yes, right? So what do you think is lacking at the moment for you? Because when it comes to the music, yes, you have it. When it comes to videos, you wish you could shoot particular kind of videos. But what is lacking?
Anyway, I've told you, it's the money. My team is solid. We have plans. We know what to do and what not to do. Exactly. Right? Once you have money and you have ideas, you can push it through. Every idea you have concerning music takes money. Every single idea, even if it's like a cover art for your song, you have to pay the photographer.
The designer and the photographer and all that.
Every single thing takes money. So that's the one thing we are struggling with. But aside that, we are okay.
Let's look at your audience. Are you doing shows yet?
No, not yet.
Is there any particular reason?
I'm still working on my stage crafts.
Okay.
And also because I'm a very shy person, which I need to fix.
How do you become shy
exactly.
in the showbiz space?
It doesn't make sense. But I'm working towards it. Yeah, I'm working towards it.
But did you start anything like that back on campus? Like?
Yeah, I think I did one performance in school. There was one time DKB. I think he hosted a program in Tech.
Okay.
Yeah, and I performed. Yeah, I was actually the first runner-up.
Oh.
And that was a nice experience, yeah.
And beyond that?
Beyond that, no, I've not really put in myself.
So for now, it's about recording the music and keeping it out there and working in the back on all the other things that are necessary as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, let's check out this video as well. When we're back, we'll continue the conversation with Corneli on BTM Africa.
Understand, you can never be my man. If you wanna be friends with every girl you meet, I'm crazy, boy, I know. But for your love, you for know. You act like you know.
All right, so welcome back from that break. That was a visual from Corneli on this particular channel as well. Now let's get into something that this might be quite controversial, but let me find out from you.
Okay.
I'm sure you know Bulldog. Others call him Bull God. That's his new name as well.
Yeah.
He's made mention. I mean, he's made a number of comments about managing female artists. I've seen a number of people come at him and all that.
Yeah.
Is that why, perhaps, even though you look for somebody to come on board and all that? I mean, I don't know what you make of what he's saying.
That was not a smart thing to say. Yeah, I totally disagree. I think the comments he made was, I don't know if he said he cannot manage a female artist without having any kind of romantic relationship.
I mean, he says, yeah, he definitely will have to.
Which is totally wrong.
Because he feels, listen, the more we build more ties, we are working late nights in the studios, we are moving about, we eventually develop some affection for each other.
I disagree. Like I always say, you have a plan. If you are focused, you both have a goal you are trying to achieve. You don't need to be romantically involved.
But being romantically involved does not mean you don't have a plan. You can still have your plan.
First, I would like to say that is not wrong. I mean, if you like each other, that's fine. But that shouldn't, like, how do I say it? It's not necessary if the other person is not interested. If the person is interested, that's fine. But it doesn't always have to be that kind of relationship before things can work out. If for anything, it makes things complicated.
Oh, really?
You don't mix business with pleasure, to me, to a certain extent.
Okay.
Right? Because you see, our feelings are involved, and then I don't think that's how it's supposed. So I totally disagree. In fact, I got pissed when I heard it.
Oh.
Because it gives all of us a bad name. Like, anyway, this is something I face as well. People automatically assume that as a woman, if you want to make it in the industry, you have to, excuse me, sleep around.
Yeah.
In order to make, which is so off, like, totally.
I mean, this a notion that's been there for long.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Women have made it. Women have worked hard to make it in the industry.
Unfortunately, when you say women are working hard in the industry, people think their hard work is,
which is so wrong.
But maybe it's because people have experienced that in the industry as well.
True, but it doesn't mean that it is that way for everybody. So you get the proof. Don't say anything. Right? Women work hard. Like you said, it's a male-dominated industry. So to me, women even have to work harder to be recognized in the industry. So I think that notion out there is very wrong. It's totally wrong.
If you had your own way around it, and maybe you had to mount a campaign to prove otherwise, to let people know, you don't need to really prove, but to let people know, disabuse people's minds of some of these notions that they have. What would you do? Like, what would you say? Because when I wanted to get into radio industry, I remember my dad was almost all the time against it because he felt like, let's say, it's a radio for the Akushi 4 and all that. And I told him, I mean, that's not the intent. And I'm a plan,
Yeah,
and I'm sure
exactly.
now he will be proud of me because he knows that, okay, you didn't go in doing the same thing. And I'm sure you have people from your end who are also looking at you and saying, dear, you know, if you have to prove anything to them, how would you do that? Like, let them know that, listen, this is something I'm putting in my blood, my sweat to make sure it works. And not just sleep around.
With time, anyway, I've realized that people believe what they want to believe. You can't really do anything about it. And I don't feel like I need to prove it to anybody. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. And I know I do not have to do that in order to get what I want. I'm talented. I believe in my talent, right? And I believe it can get me there without having to do that. Like I said, the industry is male-dominated, which means usually managers are men, right?
Of course.
If you have a manager who is focused and knows what he wants, and he realizes, oh, this person is good, I can work with, it's about the money, right? That person, I'm sure that person wouldn't be interested in wanting to have a sexual relationship with someone before they help them, knowing very well that person can be a source of income to him. Yeah, so it's about being smart and then knowing what you want.
Maybe going the other way too could facilitate the...
Oh, me I sure say some people have done it. I'm not saying people don't do it, though. I'm saying they do it, perhaps, but you don't have any proof. And don't generalize it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
that
everybody.
becomes very
That is
disrespecting
exactly,
to everybody.
like you're looking down on people's hard work, which is so wrong. They are human beings. Perhaps there are people that have done it, and there are people that have also not done it. So you can't just judge everybody based on that notion. Yeah.
So at least if you're out there, you get to know that, listen, there are people who are genuinely doing their best in the industry, and it's not just about sleeping around. I mean, that perception is there, that notion is there, and people are falling for that for years. But there's a new crop of talent who believe, listen, we've got the talent, and that's all the world is looking for, and not... And let me sound this caution to, you know, a number of individuals who come out here to support talents with the notion of, okay, we want to have a sexual relation with them. You remember the Me Too movement, and you know how the world is now. Even if nobody talks about it today, all your hard work might come down crumbling in just a few years because somebody will come out and speak. So we just need to be very careful. If you want to go in for business, yes, business. If you want to support, genuinely support. But if you want to take it on a different level, then the world is yours. In a few years, you might lose everything that you have built. Well, let's wrap up, but let's talk about the new single you have. It looks more like you are talking about yourself.
Better days, yes.
You are comforting yourself in your own words.
Exactly. I remember when I wrote that song, I was so down.
Oh.
This journey is tough. People don't know what goes on in the background. All they see is the glamour and everything. It's really tough. So I remember when I wrote, I had this instrumental for a while. When the producer sent it to me, I was like, hey, this is so different. Like, with the enemy style cry.
Yeah.
I was like, but you know, let me just keep it. So when I was down that day, I remember going through some of the. Usually, I like to write when I'm feeling down.
Okay.
So I remember going through my gallery and then seeing that instrumental. So I listened to it, and the words just came naturally. It was actually a freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, and then some parts were like the melody and the rhythm, so I had to put some words in there. But most of them were actually like freestyle. So yeah, that song, I wrote that song to myself. And the economy has been hard.
Akufo-Addo, thank you.
Hey, it's been hard. You see people complain all the time, especially the youth. There's no
Yeah.
employment. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me write this song. So it was a freestyle. When I finished, I added some lyrics to it, and then yeah, it all made sense. And I listened to it over again. I'm like, this song is actually for me because the lyrics speaks to me.
Because you're also going
I'm
through
also
it.
going through it, you know. And after I recorded it, I sent it to a couple of people I usually send my songs to for review. And they're like, Debbie, this is different and it's very nice. I can totally relate to it. So don't think too much about it. Just release it. Yeah. So that's why.
And it's been out for just a week or so.
Yeah.
It's available on all the streaming platforms. You can actually check them out and support Kuneli on her music journey. I'm sure she's told you everything. She's been so real about what she goes through and how she wants to make it. And I'm sure out there you just genuinely want to support. You just want to be a part of her journey. Just like people are fighting over Black Sheriff as to who discovered him and all that. There's an amazing talent that you would also want to come on board and support. Maybe not financially, just stream her music, share her music, and let the world hear of this amazing talent from Ghana. Before we go, you want to share your socials so that people get to know and follow and all that?
So my socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, it's all the same name.
Okay.
Kuneli_. And it's KUNELI_.
Okay.
Everywhere, all the socials.
Okay, so Kuneli_, KUNELI. Which of your songs would you want to give us an a cappella of or sing a little bit to?
Better Days, the new one.
Okay, the world is yours. We are all listening.
Okay, so it goes like, it's gonna get tough in this life, oh. Just keep pushing on, no beat or back. The future's bright, making no dollar. We dey on street 10 toes for when he best share. And so catch her whenever tears come falling down. Just say a prayer, oh, be the bar. One man against the world. Just take your time, share. I swear, well, I be a befa. God, yes, I know worries. Making no fear nobody. Keep going hard, baby, a befa, baby, a befa, baby. God, yes, I know worries. Making no fear nobody. Keep grinding hard, baby, a befa, baby, a befa, baby, a befa. It's gonna get better, babe. It's gonna get better, better, baby. Don't you think about it, baby. Don't you think about it. So, yeah.
It will be. Everything will fall in place when it has to. And so that's been my guest on the show today, Kuneli. I'm so honored having you. And I know that
Nice being here.
the world is going to be at your feet in no time. It's just a matter of time for the world to pay attention to who you are. So we're going to have links to her materials beneath this particular video as well. So you check her out and support her music. And like I said, share, let the world get to know who Kuneli is. Amazing talent from Ghana. My name is NYDJ. This is with BTM Africa. And hopefully we catch you some other time on the same channel. Have a fantastic day. And remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching.